All right, I'm gonna do another paint pour using the leftover paint that I mixed together in 1 cup. This is what we're working with. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of white just to kind of add a little extra paint in there. The one we did, the tree ring we did with this, wasn't quite enough paint to really have a very successful pour. It got a little sluggish toward the end, and I kind of want to make sure we have enough. I also am going to experiment with some tacks on the underside of the painting like I did for the big one. Trying to figure out the best way to film these paint pours so that you get the best viewing angle. When I use the cups, I notice that I tend to like lift it out of frame, and I'm trying, y'all. Still trying to figure out a good angle and good lighting and using what I have to make the best viewing experience. So thanks for bearing with me. Let's get crafting. I think we're gonna do a flip cup for this one. Yeah, we'll do a flip cup. See how that changes things. Give that just a second to drain all down. You can see it starting to seep out on the sides. Now this portion of the cup had a lot more yellow. In case you didn't watch the previous video, I took a bunch of paint I had left over from previous pours. Lots of blues and browns, some gold, and I had another cup that was half full of yellow. And so I mixed all of these colors. Well, I didn't mix them. I poured all of the colors into 1 cup so that I could do paint pours with it, and it ended up being enough for 2 paintings. So I decided to just go for it and do 2 paintings, get 2 videos, hey. I did add some white, as you saw, to kind of beef it up. Some of these paints had been sitting for a little while. They were a little thicker, a little sluggish as far as pouring goes. So, yeah, hopefully this turns out good. As I was pouring the paint all into this 1 cup, towards the beginning of pouring paint into the cup, I did a large section of yellow towards the base of this cup when I was pouring in it. So this one may have more yellow, and while the other one had some yellow tinges here and there, I think will turn out nice. I'm not sure that the yellow really goes, but again, it's an experiment. And like I said in the previous video, I enjoy doing the leftover paint pours because sometimes you mix combinations that you never would, and they can turn out really beautiful. I think we are good. Oh, hello. Hello. I like the green we got going on. Oh, that was from the bottom of this cup had some green and purple and blue from the peacock pours. Okay. Hopefully this is good. I like the white and green section together. Some of the other colors have gotten a little muddy. They've mixed together instead of stayed kind of separate. There's some weird separation going on around here where that yellow is. Yeah, there's some like globs or something. There it goes. Definitely could have used more paint. I like this section going on. I think it's safe to say I should have added more white so that I would have had a bit more paint in there. Things got a little squirrely there toward the end. I didn't think we'd make it. This section here still kind of bugs me. Maybe if I tilt it, some paint will run that way. But I doubt it. There's really not much more running it can do. All right, well, there it is. It's definitely interesting. So it's definitely interesting. Wonder how much this one's going to change, since there were some really thick paints and some thin paints. You can see some air bubbles have started to pop, which is what causes these, what's called cells. And I can still see more air bubbles. So I think we're going to have a lot of dots pop up. It's very neat. It's kind of wispy and smoky through this area, foggy. It kind of reminds me of fog in a forest or fog in a swamp. Yeah, with all the yellows and the browns. It's interesting. I like the way the yellows and the browns kind of played off of each other. Over here in this green section, we've got some golds coming through. And then this like section here, this little like triangle almost, is very, very smoky, very, I almost want to say fumey. Maybe I'll just call this one swamp gas. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, swamp gas. When it is dry, I will be back to show you what it looks like, if any changes have been made. I can see lots of air bubbles, so I anticipate lots of spots popping up, lots of cells. I've watched a few form just sitting here staring at it, so it's gonna get interesting. We'll be back when it's dry. Okay, here we have the finished painting. It turned out interesting, I gotta say. Definitely a lot of yellows coming through. We have a little bit of cracking here from, most likely from a lot of paint drying in that area. I'm still getting swamp gas vibes from it though. Some really cool like lacy effects going on. I'm digging it. Just kind of sitting here in awe of it. Yeah, so just goes to show what can happen when you mix paints that you wouldn't normally mix. So, anywho, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.